All right, everybody. Today we are covering night vision. Oh, I guess you can't see me, but I can see you. All right, we're going over night vision today, how I have my helmet set up, all the different features and reasons why I have things in the place that I have them. If you like this kind of content, I'd be happy to make more. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell, all that stuff. And with all the boring stuff out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, so let's go over what I have set up here, because it can look kind of complicated, especially if you don't have night vision or a helmet set up. It can be hard to tell what everything does here. So the first thing I will cover here is my actual helmet. So I have the Team Wendy bump helmet. It's not a ballistic. So I started off with the Team Wendy bump helmet, and it served me very well. In the future, ballistic is going to be obviously an upgrade that I'm going to do, but as of right now, it's just a bump helmet, which is significantly cheaper. The second thing immediately is that I do have a Team Wendy helmet cover. I really do like this. I like the look of it. It looks really slick, and it does kind of break up some of the just pure browns of the helmet. The next thing I have on here is the American flag patch. Of course, it's IR reflective. So then the next thing we'll cover before we get to the device and everything is all the other attachments that I have. The next thing I've got on here is the auto noise barrier headset here. I did purchase the actual headset from T-Rex Arms. That was the only place I could find it that would ship relatively quickly because I really wanted these on here. As well as I did have to go to Auto's website to get these mounts. If you do order these from T-Rex Arms, they only carry the OpsCore version, and so you have to go on the website, and I for the longest time thought that you could not get the Team Wendy mounts for this, so I just didn't really think about it as an option, but then I just went on the website and sure enough they were there. So that's what I've got here. Cool part about these is they come right off very easily, as well as, so I'll show you how easy they pop right off. You just pop these two dudes right here, and then it comes off like that. Same on the other side. And then right here, I don't have anything just yet, but these take AAA's, these do. And so you can stick an extra battery in each side, so you have extra batteries, which is super slick. And then it does come with this little headband, so I can have nice hearing pro just if I'm gonna go shoot. But I will go ahead and click this back in here, and then it's not super complex. It's just a little bit of tension, and it snaps right back in, just like that. And of course, these fold all the way down, and then you can push them in and click them in, lock them into your head. Super nice. Then you just pinch to release, and then they swivel up out of the way if you're not using them. The next thing that I've got on here, you can see I got the nice War Poet patch, a few other patches here. This is a counterweight right on the back. And this is just a sandbag just to offset the device on the front. Otherwise you'd get really bad neck strain. So don't want that. And a little trick I've found with the PVS 14 is just to stick an extra battery right here. Pretty rare that your battery's gonna die, but if it does, got another 70 hours loaded right in the back. Super easy. Last thing I have on the back here is a Hellstar. This is used for, showing people where you're at. If you're out shooting with a bunch of buddies or something, it can be very, very nice to be able to let them know where you're at. And then it also strobes in red. And then of course I can flip this switch, and now it's in IR mode, so you can only see it under night vision. So that's what that does. I don't use it all that often, but it comes in really handy when you have a circumstance where you want people to know where you're at. Maybe you're out coyote hunting with a bunch of buddies or something. You can flip the IR strobe on, so then if you want to spread out, then everyone knows exactly where you're at. And now, getting to the front of the helmet, we are looking at right here, this is the Wilcox G24 mount. I do have a tether attachment, and it just runs all the way back to my Hellstar back here. You need one of these. If you're going to do night vision stuff, you gotta have a bungee. I've had a few times where I go ahead and, I'll lock that back, and you go to drop this down or do something, and that slides right off, and your night vision device would be gone. Really sucky thing to do, bad way to lose your investment, so that's really nice to have a bungee, as well as the G24 has a breakaway feature. If your device is attached to your head and you're riding a four-wheeler or something through the forest and your night vision, God forbid, were to hook onto something, it would break away and it would still be attached via the lanyard, which is sweet. That way you don't break your neck. That would also be a horrible way to go. So G24 mount with the bungee attachment works really well. And before we get to the night vision device, I want to cover one last thing. I got this, it's a Theorem swivel mount here. This works really well. And then I just have a hodgepodge of Surefire stuff here. So I have a Surefire body that mounts straight to this Theorem. And if my Hearing Pro's out of the way, this can flip all the way up. So if I want to illuminate a room, I can do so. Very, very helpful. And then I've got the Vampire head. So the Vampire, what that does, it works like a normal flashlight, but then you can swap it over to your IR mode, and now it's an infrared flashlight. So you can't see it with the naked eye, but you can sure see it under night vision. Very good piece of kit to have on the helmet, especially when you're trying to just do task stuff. You're just trying to look at your kit or something, make sure something's good on your rifle. You can just use the flashlight to check it rather than trying to sit and focus with your night vision. And then the final piece here is actually the night vision device. So this is a PVS 14. It is a L3 unfilmed white phosphor, which I will try to turn on for you if you can see it. Focus camera. So you can kind of see I have white phos in there. That's awesome. I didn't want to go with green, and now white phos and green are getting very close in price point. Green just didn't make sense, so I want something that's a little easier on the eyes than green. Here's the case. Steel Industries, they were awesome, super easy to work with. I really liked them. They did a great job. And then the last piece here is I have a Wilcox articulating mount. You definitely don't need to go with this. But what's really nice about it is if you do spend a decent amount of time under night vision, or you're trying to show somebody night vision or let them use it, and they're a left eye dominant or something, you can swap eyes, and it makes for a lot easier adjustment as well. The final piece I've got on here, I forget what the brand is, but it's just a little scope cap, and it flips right open, and I can just use it to twist and adjust my focus, and then it snaps right on. The reason I have tape over this is because I did drill a little hole, which is nice for focusing, but the only issue is if you leave the night vision device on accidentally and the hole is exposed, you can actually burn the light into your night vision device. Ask me how I know. So I can just peel this piece of tape off if I want to use it with that hole. But right now it's just covered up for protection's sake. The spray paint did not take very well to this. I don't really care. One more little trick I have learned with this is if you're going to just be running around with your buddies at the range or whatever and setting it down, if you set it down like this, it often likes to tilt forward and smack that lens. So just drop it down like that, and that way it's sitting on the body of it rather than the lens. It just helps protect it. And the last thing is I did order some memory foam pads from TNVC. These are amazing because the pads that come in the Team Wendy helmet are straight doo-doo. They're horrible. And that is the setup. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Make sure you subscribe. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers, so let's get over that bar and then let's keep pushing. And with all that being said, make sure you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the next video.